Hey, what's up, people? So I'm doing a little update on the Panda Loach tank and just showing you guys how it's going. So if you didn't know, if you're not subscribed or if you haven't seen my other videos, this is a Panda Loach right there. This tank was meant to have them and see if I can maybe breed them. Not doing so good as far as their breeding, but as far as them being alive and being cool and socializing, they're doing really good. I have 6 adults in here. And then very recently I got into a kind of a predicament. I decided to take on some guppies, and you know, I figured these are really nice looking. These are really cool looking, like fire red. I don't know what they're called, to be honest. If you have a name for these, if you know the name for these strain of guppies, please let me know. Comment in the comment in the comment section, please. I'm not sure what kind of guppies these are. They're really nice, but I had 2 males, and then I decided to take on a female. I had a family member who was breeding these guys, and they were trying to like lower their numbers a little. So they were like, "Hey, you want some?" And I said, "Yeah." And then turns out they gave me a female, and I was like, "No!" And well, here's the results of having males and females in the tank. Apparently, the female was already pregnant, anyways, and we didn't know, and gave birth within like a week of being in my tank. So there you go. Now the problem, well, it's not really a problem, but I guess the situation is this tank I was gearing towards. It's, you know, it's still a Panda Loach tank, but I wanted to start also keeping starting a colony of shadow pandas. There you go. They are a Caridina species variation shrimp. So you know, you might be familiar with like black King Kongs or red King Kong shrimp or panda shrimp, but these are shadow pandas, so they are basically a black panda shrimp, but instead of the white stripes, they are blue stripes, which is kind of cool. I've heard about them and saw them a while back. I thought they were awesome. So what I did was I started off with Neocaridinas a few months back. Decided to get a few things like a TDS meter, salty shrimp, and all that stuff, and now I'm pretty much geared up to take in a few shadow pandas. So I'll be doing a video about that later on. I'm getting them from Blue Crown Aquatics. I already ordered them. My dad and I ordered a bunch. Well, we didn't order a bunch. We ordered 10 each, and it might not sound like a lot, but normally these shadow pandas, I don't have any here. Well, actually I do have one here. I have one that I tested out, actually. I bought one locally. Local fish store had them. Here, it's over there in the back. And I figured, oh, let me see if I can keep this guy. If I keep this guy, then I can keep a whole colony of them. He's over there in the back. He looks dead. He's not. Trust me, he's not. He's just eating something over there, or she. I'm not sure what's a boy or girl, but it's back there. You really can't tell. But yeah, so I tested it out with that one and a black King Kong panda shrimp. And I kind of got like into the whole like, ooh, how do you grade these, or you know, what's the deal with these guys? And I'm super deep into them now. So now these panda shrimp, it's no, obviously, I know, you know, we all know I like Panda Loaches. Clownkeelies are up there somewhere. There's 2 Clownkeelies, a male and a female. So it obviously, yeah, I mean, I love those patterns of like black and white. So that's probably why I'm into them, into these panda shrimps. So I got 2 here. The blue shadow, shadow panda over there, and the regular panda here. This is a higher grade panda. It's almost a black King Kong, but not really. So yeah, I tested them out with these guys. I have a whole colony of Neocaridinas here, Blue Dreams and Blue Diamonds in here. Then I'm gonna slowly move to this tank. Only problem I have here is that I have rams. So rams will take out any tiny shrimps, right? I've had fine luck with the big adult shrimps. They don't really seem to care. But when it comes to small baby shrimps, I just don't know what happens if I put them in there, you know? So eventually I'm gonna do that. This tank is kept at like 78 degrees, so it's fine for the shrimp. It's a little more on the warmer side, so it probably is gonna allow them to be a little more reproductive, I guess you could say. They're gonna reproduce a lot more in the heat. And the TDS over here is 250, which is a little bit higher than what the least they need, which is 200 for the Neocardinas. And everybody else in here seems to be fine. So I'm gonna bring them over slowly. But for now, I have maybe 40 over here. I never really counted all the way. Every time I count, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm like 30. I think. Wait, did I count that one already? Did I count all those other 20? You know, and then I'm just like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna say it's 20 to. There's anywhere from 20 to like 50 in here, depending on if you're counting the tiny babies or not. So, yeah, there's not many full adults anymore. I moved a lot of the full-on adults just to kind of slow down the reproduction. There's 2 pregnant females in here still, though, so there's that. I don't want to move them until they've given birth. So as soon as I see, either way, Neocardinas, I've noticed when they give birth, the moms will finally come out more. Whereas if they're about to, you know, they still have the eggs, they still come out, but they tend to be a little more shy, stay to the back of the tank, and then all of a sudden I'll see a female that's skinny, and I'm like, oh, there she is. She probably just gave birth, and then yeah, like, you know, 5 days later, I see tiny little ant-sized shrimp. So once I see that they've dropped all their eggs and stuff, I mean, you know, had babies, I'll move them over to the other tank, and I can get started on bringing the pandas, because the pandas are coming in, I think Wednesday or Thursday. So in 2 or 3 days, hopefully everything's successful. I'm gonna slowly acclimate them to my tank, and I'm excited. You know, I'm really excited to get them in here. I guess technically I could push and try to have the Neos and the pandas together. Problem with that is it's from what I hear, it's not a good idea. It's one of those things where I guess you could do it if you're experienced enough, or if you can handle that kind of like, hey, these need a little softer, these need a little harder. So I guess if you are able to supplement only the females that are pregnant on the Neocardina side, then you'd probably be okay with it. Because I mean, the Cardinas need low pH, and they want kind of a softer water, like 130 to like 180-ish TDS, whereas the Neocardinas want like, you know, 180 to like whatever you can give them after that, above. Makes them have a better molt, I guess. So with these guys, with the Cardinas, I'm gonna more or less change this whole tank to that anyways. And I would want the Neos to not just disappear, and I don't want to just give away my colony, so I'll put them over here. It's a small colony, but it'll do. It's just an 8-gallon tank. It'll be fine. I think eventually what I might do is unfortunately, I might move the rams out of here. Yep. Might give them away at like a local meeting or something like that. I think I might have jumped the gun on the rams. They're awesome fish, but I'm really starting to get into this whole shrimp situation, and I feel like eventually these shrimps are going to have babies and multiply a lot, and what's going to happen is the rams are going to either control population just enough so that Blue Dreams can continue doing it, or too much where they're never going to really reproduce correctly, and we're going to have only a small amount of shrimps, which is probably okay. But I would rather have a big colony than a small colony. Now, if I introduced 100 shrimps, right, if my colony was 100 big, or, you know, 150, then yeah, I would want the rams to eat some of the babies and stuff. But since this shrimp colony is only maybe 50 strong at best, these rams can definitely, you know, shorten the numbers if they try hard enough. But they seem to ignore medium to large size shrimps. I don't really know what happens when they see tiny baby shrimps, which is you know, but it sounds, I mean, it looks like they would kill them, because I mean, these guys are constantly picking at things. See, constantly just looking for food anyways, even if they're well fed. So yeah, I don't know, I might just give away the rams to somebody who would want them at a fish meeting. You know, kind of feel bad about it because they're doing so good here, but I just really want my shrimp to get good. But you know, or I noticed that they don't do anything, and I'm like, oh cool, I'll just keep them. But yeah, so also update over here. With string algae is being kept at bay now. I set my timer for 2 hours in the morning when I wake up, drink my coffee, and do the whole going to work thing. And then it lights up again at 5 p.m. and it turns off at 10, so a total of 7 hours. And then there's a break in the middle. So I think that'll work very well for me. It has been so far for the hair algae. The only hair algae left is on the sturgeon rebens, but that was already a problem since before, and it's literally where the hair algae started. But everything else seems like there's no more hair algae on it. The only other problem I have is an iron deficiency, I believe, and the Ludwigia diamond back there is more orange than it is red. So I'm starting to mess around with Seachem iron, mostly because it's local. I can just pick it up, but I feel like I probably should have just ordered Aquarium Co-op's easy iron. That's on me, I guess. I should have just done that instead. So far it doesn't seem like I've been doing anything. I've been following the instructions on how to dose. It turns out, like anything else, I think they have a lower level of whatever they're giving you than, like, for example, the all-in-ones and stuff like that. They give you a lot more of whatever you're adding. So I feel like maybe the easy iron has more iron in it than the Flourish Seachem iron or whatever, because it doesn't look like they're doing much. Although it does seem to have helped the Araguia, I think it's called, the Hygrophila back here. It was starting to get little holes. You see the back over there, and now they're full and lush after adding iron. I think that's one of the iron deficiency problems, right? I think it has holes in the leaves and yellowing. They were really yellow, by the way. Now they're nice bright green, although I think they're supposed to be a yellow anyways. But the yellow they were like a nasty yellow. And then the Limnophilia is doing really nice, sprouting really well. Pearlweed, come on, give me a break. Pearlweed's always doing good. Lobelia cardinalis is spreading nicely. Although now I feel like I should have put it not in the center of the tank, but we'll see. Rotella green, I believe is the name of this. Spreading nicely as well. Blue shrimps right there. Hair algae growing on sturgeon rapids. It seems like everybody has problems with these guys, man. It seems like everybody, well, not everybody, but it seems like a lot of people are having problems with, like, they're either it grows too slow or not fast enough or whatever. Then again, I think people who have the most success are people who have CO2. And even then, I think I've seen some people who have CO2 and they don't have a good success with them either. So it's one of those where you have to get the water right, and a lot of things. Maybe you have to worry about hardness or something like that, but haven't been able to get it good. Hygrophila pinnatophyta finally regrowing back after getting my light schedule correct and all that stuff. It's finally kind of getting there. Here's a good example of Blue Dreams, dark, almost, I think they're called Blue Diamond at that point, and then the bottom middle right there is a lighter, lesser grade. Should probably cull it later on, I will, but see, that one's decent too on the right. Left really nice, and then the middle one is kind of, should be a cull technically. Same thing with this female over here, not as dark as I would want it to be, but hey, for right now, since we're relocating, we'll see. Here's a cool thing right here. This clown killie, very adventurous. Really do believe this girl, or I think it's a female, is hunting baby guppies and baby shrimps. It goes really down deep, where normally killifish, especially clown killies, will stay up on top. See that? Kind of tries to, it just tests out all the guppies, see if guppies are, and then it gets checked by the big guy. So the big guy doesn't really seem to care. He just eats up there. I think since the other one's little, it tends to be an outcast, so it goes down to see if we can munch on some guppies or shrimp. Anyways, guys, that's a cool little update. Oh yeah, another thing. I got some Hygrophila pinnatophyta from some other seller on eBay. And this guy sells the rooted versions, right? The totally grown underwater rooted versions. So Hygrophila has two versions of it, kind of. So if you're going Hygrophila really well, it'll sprout to the sides, not just like a stem plant. It'll actually sprout to the sides and then it'll cling onto things. So I got these three. Not that cheap, but it wasn't too expensive. glued them on, and they seem to be doing really good. They seem to be actually spreading. It's almost like this plant can spread into two different kinds of plant almost. So yeah, it's growing on the wood right there. See if you see the new sprouts right there are green instead of red, which makes me feel like I should probably add more iron, but I don't. I need to get a new, or I need to get an iron test kit before I start just throwing a bunch of iron in there. I don't want to hurt any of my fish or shrimp. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. Hopefully, everything goes well with the panda shrimp, and I will do an unboxing video if I can. If not, I'll just do a video after I put them in. And yeah, guys. So oh yeah. So another thing, Crown Aquatics, Blue Crown Aquatics, where I got them from. They have a sale going on. I don't know if they're still doing the sale by the time I upload this, but they had a sale where like the shrimps were like $3 to like $5, depending on what kind of shrimp you want. Of course, like extreme King Kongs, they're still $15-ish, but other things are really cheap. And also like panda loaches, they're like $7 at that place, as long as you buy 5 at least. So I think these guys are a company that sell fish and shrimp for fish stores, and as long as you're buying a lot, you're fine. If you're looking at just buying like 1 or 2 shrimps or 1 or 2 panda loaches, it's not a good place for you because you're not willing to pay that much anyways. Unless you're actually like committed and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna order 10 panda loaches, or or I'm gonna order 20 or 10 shrimps that are like $10 each. They have a nice variety of shrimps in there, and some of them they look like they will hurt your wallet. Luckily, I really like the shadow panda, so I'm cool with that. They were like, I think they were $4 each. With shipping and stuff, and you're ordering 5 at a time, and I ordered 10. Well, we ordered 20 total. It's not that bad per piece, but you have to be willing to drop that. Like, I think it was like $80 and $90 for everything. So as long as you're willing to drop that kind of money, then yeah, But if you're one of the people that's more like, you know what, I'll just buy 3 shrimps right now at the store. It'll be like $30-40, but I just want to test it out, see if it works. Go ahead and do that instead, and then you could double down later. There's no rush, but I think shrimps do like to be in nice little groups, though. All right, guys. So that's a little update, a little rant, little whatever that was. Hopefully, you guys having a good time. Had a good time for 4th of July. We did. We went to see some fireworks. Had an earthquake here in the southern Cali. I lost some water. I was kind of afraid for the rigidity of my tank. How well it was handling. I was obviously more scared for my life and my daughter. I was with my daughter at the moment, and we're in a second story. Luckily, this building was built probably 2 years ago, so we're up to code. I believe the city of San Diego should have. Yeah, we should be good. But I looked over my tank after I grabbed my daughter first and stood in the door frame, and my tank was swooshing back and forth. The water would swoosh, splash water, swoosh, splash water over here, and I was like, oh wow. At that point, I figured, well, I don't know if my tank can handle it, but I'm pretty sure we're losing some water over there. But this tank seemed to be fine. I didn't really, because it's so tall like that, it didn't really do much. But this one did. But yeah, guys, all people who live in Southern California, it's like I said, we don't need to do water changes. We just gotta wait for the earthquakes to do it for us, right? Earthquakes to do the water change for you. All right, guys. Guys, have a good one. Take care. Get some shrimp if you can. Shrimps are awesome. And you guys have a good one.